everybody, it's Melanie Hinds. It's your fastest Iraqi Dinar somewhere on the net. We had such good news coming out of Iraq. Guys, my live stream was off the chain. It was on fire. We prayed for couples that have a narcissistic spirit or a critical spirit within the marriage. So if you need deliverance from something like that, please go to that live stream and watch it. I'm also delivered from perfectionism. I used to be a perfectionist. I had a wardrobe malfunction. I just ran with it. I teach you how to seek God and be your natural self when you're in the kingdom. Guys, it was a great live stream. Everybody loved it. We prayed for each other. We broke soul ties. We also decreed and declared that the Iraqi dinar evaluation is done. If you want to know how to decree and declare things that you want, walk on water with your faith. We are out of the boat. This thing is close. I believe it's almost done. So now we go to the articles because, guys, they have done their accounting as of September, and they didn't put any prices in the article I did yesterday. There was no pricing, just how much. They said 45 billion within the article. It was 48 billion. It was a little messy, right? I talked about that on my last, you can see the Iraqi dinar playlist in the top, one of the corners here. I don't know. I think this is still backwards, so I don't show you all the different screenshots I've done. I use my iPad. I show you how they're not going to lop it off the denominations, even though the lower denominations are rumored to be out. We're going to talk about that. So this is my summary. I have my own unique, plus I do everybody else. I'm the only one who does the bigger picture. You need to know the bigger picture. So yesterday, Iraq, 45 billion from oil exports in 9 months, but no rate. There was no way to even calculate the rate. Oil edges lower amid OPEC output talks. Then Hyundai begins a gasoline production trial at Basra. Guys, this was just opened. It was amazing. Basra crude prices rise despite global oil decline. What was it? Oh, the biggest article was Iraq signs a $450 million deal with a U.S. firm. For the first time, what does it say? It says, for the first floating LNG terminal, that's liquid natural gas terminal. They just signed it, guys, today. Breaking news out of Iraq. How do you like them apples? Iraq signed an agreement with the U.S.-based Accelerate Energy to build the company's first floating terminal for liquefied natural gas at the port of Khor al-Zabar. They want to be self-sufficient, and this is one step closer to that. It's during their election month where they are campaigning, so this is a good look for Sudani having done this, but we don't know what's going to happen with the election, but we're praying this happens before the election. Also, what else? Oh, Hyundai begins gasoline production trial at Basra refinery. Guys, South Korea's Hyundai engineering and construction company has completed the main construction works at the Basra refinery, upgrading facilities in southern Iraq, and launched trial operations to produce gasoline. Guys, that's their steps to be free of anybody else. They want to be self-sufficient and then sell it to other people. They're doing great, guys. Oil edges lower amid OPEC output talks and U.S.-China trade optimism. I love this article because it represents, it mentions Donald J. Trump and his whatever you think of him, comment down below. It supports the market is the prospect of a trade deal between the U.S. and China, the world's two biggest oil consumers, with President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping due to meeting on Thursday in South Korea. Beijing hopes Washington can meet it halfway to prepare for a high-level interaction between the two countries. Foreign Minister Wang Yi told the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a phone call on Monday. Last week, guys, Brent and WTI registered their biggest weekly gain since June after Trump imposed Ukraine-related sanctions on Russia. Guys, this is a global scale. Again, I'm the only one who shows you the big picture and Iraq's piece in it. My live stream talked about the big picture and how Iraq has its own little monopoly board going on. They're building hotels. They're building infrastructure. They've got China's project in Iraq to do all the trade in 19 really high profile electric cities, 15-minute cities, if you will, 19 cities along the pipeline. It's the Development Road Project. That's what it is. It's a Development Road Project. Not everybody remembers that, but I went through 17 to 31 articles for the last few years because of my military contacts who've since been moved because the military's getting out of Iraq, except for a small force that are still there. But our intel contacts have been moved to a different country. So they're not our intel contacts, but they gave us enough. This is done. right? Because we know it's going to come out at 481 due to my also retired colonel that reached out to me. And we have the Forex letter, and the CBI has never called them. It gave them the rate. It didn't call them. They're just behind. They're just waiting to release it. So it's going to come out at 481. That is my intention based on the articles I've read. The CBI has never said anything different. And again, I have a retired lieutenant colonel who served in Kuwait, was around when it happened, didn't really know. Then he got into Forex trading. He was profiled on my Zooms for my membership side on January 15th of 2025. Very interesting hearing his background and how he earned $700,000 in 3 minutes by not following traditional financial thinking for himself. He pegged when the Swiss franc would depeg from the euro dollar, made a lot of money, and has been a Forex trader for a while now. He's the one who sent me that article and said the CBI gave him that rate. The CBI hasn't recanted it. So we think it's going to come out at 481. Although with gold and oil, the way it's going, who knows? Maybe they could, if they adjust it, they're going to adjust it up, not down. I'm just saying. What do you think? Comment down below. Now we go to everybody else. Again, I'm doing this on my MacBook because the light here, I just love the light here. And my husband's still working on the yard. I want to be able to spend time with him after my counseling. My counseling comes up in an hour. So I want to take this energy. I have not had the brownie yet. We talked about that on my live stream. Eat the cookie, buy the shoes, guys. Celebrate as if you believe this is done. Why don't you just do that for a day? Just do that for a day. Believe as if it's done. Get out of the boat. Walk by faith, not by sight. Remember, keep your eyes on Jesus, and this thing is going to come in before you know it. Act as if it's already done and see how you feel today. Just stay in the good vibes. I'm picking up good vibrations. Guys, we're the fun channel. We always have fun. So now we go to the summary of everybody else. This is Samson. Article, Central Bank. Iraq's public debt to GDP ratio is lower than that of the United States, Japan, and Egypt. Woohoo! That is good. I'm glad God told me to do this at this time. It's 11:57. Frank 26. There are plans for a broad redenomination by removing zeros from the currency. It's not from the currency, guys. It's from the exchange rate. But when people say this, it gets everybody in an uproar. They're going to change the underlying exchange rate. It's to give us hope that the rest is coming along and the HCL is complete and all the denominations. I don't think anything needs to be done. I think it's already done. Mark Z, why would they need a $50 dinar note when it's worth 3.8 cents US? But suddenly over the weekend, we had something change. We started seeing stacks of these at larger stores and money exchange locations. So they are putting these out to be widely circulated. Maybe they are getting people used to seeing them in circulation before the revaluation. Now they are again talking about the 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. The $50 dinar note would be a great bridge. And I have a bridge strategy that's coming after this is released. I'm going to do a Time Is Now live, but you have to be subscribed and tap the bell so you'll be notified when that live happens. I'm also going to do a post because I haven't been able to schedule vertical live streams in a while. But I think that's just because I have the best intel and also I have the wisdom from God. I'm under an open heaven. So I hope you will subscribe and join us here. And if you need to learn how to walk by faith, watch my live stream from this morning, please join us. Okay. Mountain Goat, article quote, Central Bank Governor Ali Alak confirmed that the 3-year budget included very large expenditures and a very high deficit, noting that the issue of removing zeros from the currency, from the dinar, may witness developments in the coming period. He is then saying by removing the zeros, thus revaluing the dinar, will resolve this issue in the coming period. They only have a few more months until January 2026 and need to conduct the removal of the zeros prior to any reinstatement. We know the project to delete the zeros must be done prior to the reinstatement. It says, remember, Iraq is hardly ever on time, so we may go in part into January. Don't expect the reinstatement right on January 1st. That's Mountain Goat. I think it's done. God told me to tell you it's done, so you can act as if it is done and prepare so that you don't lose it as soon as you get it, right? There is some preparation to do in your mindset and in your strategy steps. Do you know what you're going to do when it's done? If not, you need to get prepared. I provide pinned comment down below. Frank 26, all of this information, took pictures and sent you from the television. He's kind of defending his position. I don't think nobody needs to defend their position. You do what you do, and I respect everybody, and I wish everybody would have that similar respect, but they don't, right? You're going to be criticized in this world, especially when you're doing kingdom work. So Claire comes out and says, article, Iraq completes most of its accession files to the World Trade Organization. Ministry of Trade Haider Nouri al-Karawi confirmed on Sunday that Iraq has completed the vast majority of its World Trade Organization accession files and is close to completing the remaining files after nearly 20 years of efforts. He pointed out that membership will grant the country extensive economic and trade privileges, contribute to reducing customs duties, and attract international companies to invest in the Iraqi market. I talked about this because I did this summary as of this morning, and my insights on it were unbelievable. So go to the live stream, go to at least an hour and 20 minutes, and I got the timestamp where I go through the intel. The intel of everybody else started around, I think, an hour and 30 minutes. You could try there. Let's see, Mark Z, referencing Mountain Goat's post, he says, if they want to pass the budget now, they need to revalue now. Absolutely. Guys, all I know is this is so done. It's incredible. Caparoni says, article, Al-Sudani issues directives to financial and banking institutions. Caparoni said, we've been waiting for years to hear this from the Iraqi prime minister. Quote, the government is proceeding with reforming its financial and banking systems and transforming it from a single source rentier economy to a diversified and sustainable economy. They've already done a lot of that. So I think it's done. Again, faith as a mustard seed removes the mountains of delays and doubts that a lot of people get stuck in that washing thing of delays and doubts. Let's see. Claire said the largest bloc no longer matters. The Trump administration sets post-election rules. Quote, in the final days leading up to the Iraqi elections, scheduled to take place in 15 days, Tehran is attempting to retest the loyalty of its allies within the country and amid indications that the upcoming elections may produce a different political equation, one that favors a shift away from Iranian influence. Political circles describe what is currently happening as a political rush towards Washington by most parties, including wings within the coordination framework. Independent politician Mithal Al-Alusi says that everyone is sending messages to America that they are the only ones capable of controlling the situation in the next phase after the elections. Guys, there's a lot of rumors abounding right now. Don't pay attention to the rumors. If you stick to my summaries and my live streams, you will be encouraged that this is already done, because God told me to take you along this journey and prepare you for this wealth transfer, because you cannot forget that God gives you the power to get wealth. And this is Proverbs 10:22. That's a verse of scripture you can look up. And guys, with that, I'm going to say goodbye. My husband's done with his yard duties, so we're going to spend some time. I have a 1 o'clock appointment. This is your last thing. I'll see you in the morning at 9. I cannot set the notification, so you have to look for me every morning at 9. I'll see you live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, where I go live every day. I love you all. Please subscribe, tap the bell so you will be notified. Hopefully you'll be notified when I at least post about when I'll be live. Amen. I love you. Bye.